What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, January 11th, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all so much. Thank you for being here. Last full day of Mars retrograde in Gemini. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. All right. Hope everybody's doing good. Today's gonna feel it's gonna feel better than yesterday overall, I do believe. But this Mars station, and it's at 8-8, right? Oh my gosh, it's so Saturn energy. It's just heavy. We can just feel so stuck right now, and just like there's nothing progressing. But we are last day of this, and things are going to start moving. By the time we get a new moon in Aquarius, we're going to be dealing with all planets direct. So we are getting there. And it's Capricorn season, and Mercury's retrograde in Capricorn. We just got to keep pushing. Like, we got to keep going, and we got to know. And I think that's the opposite sign even of Mars in Gemini is Sagittarius. Like, we just have to know and believe and not lose ourselves, because there's just no linear identification to what is happening, and what purpose and where things are actually going to go, but we sure will know soon. So just keep that in mind. I just want to remind people of that. But this moon in Virgo, it's definitely doing better today. It's going to trine Mercury retrograde. It's, coming off the square to Mars early in the morning, which, I'll be honest, thank God most of us were asleep for that, because with so much mercurial energy in a weird form, Mercury retrograde, Mars retrograde in Gemini, and then a moon, disposited by this mercurial energy and Mercury. Oh my gosh. Just talk about just not feeling like anything has a place in life, or being hyper, focused and connected to perfection, and being like, well, that doesn't exist. So definitely, it's just getting back to reality, and to not overstress, and to not, trip too much if we don't know. I feel like we just have to be. It's not like a linear knowing. It's just a soul knowing, a bigger knowing, and like going through the purification process, which could be humbling with this moon. But at the same time, it's definitely like connecting well with Mercury retrograde. It's getting ready to trine the sun. And at least at this point here, it's not as in such a terrible place. And it is going to trine over to Uranus and the North Node. So it's definitely making good aspect. It's kind of like we do need to stay busy. We want to stay in reality and like do the necessary little things, like keep up on things. Don't let things bury us. Don't take on too much. Don't stress. I feel like we really have to be in the de-stressor 100% right now, which is kind of what I've been saying the last couple of days, but especially right now, because there's different approaches to the cleanliness of our reality. And I think that we're liberating ourselves and finding this approach slowly and methodically. And it's not so much about the thought, but it's about the knowing. And even with Mercury retrograde, it's more of a knowing. It's more intuitive than linear. It's trying to understand this linear timeline and this chronology that is Capricorn. But again, the plan doesn't have all the pieces yet. We just need to stay positive and excited. And I think if we can stay excited and positive, and make little tweaks and adjustments by doing the thing, actually, it's almost like you got to kind of get your hands dirty in life right now, and kind of get into the things you want to build moving forward. If you just got to try it. So it is definitely a try day, but it's not about, the perfected form or the outcome being exactly as we want it. It's just seeing, kind of how the wall looks when we throw the paint at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, maybe I'll throw a little bit more over here, and just like kind of keep throwing paint on your life to make it more beautiful. Kind of a weird analogy, but it is by like staying, here and present, and the doing of things that will make us feel better, more connected, more liberated. And like we have something to dedicate to. So kind of can have that really like stop in time kind of feel today, as Mars is getting ready to station, and it's just stopped here, and there's a seriousness to it at that 8th degree. And we're going to see Mercury come back to 8 degrees of Capricorn. So this 8 is very interesting, and they're going to be in quincunx, of course. But You got to be the potter, right now in your life. Whether it's potting something in fertile soil in your life, or whether it's actually, creating some kind of pottery and molding it and shifting it and being okay with getting your hands dirty to do the molding and the shifting because you're committing yourself and building. And that's where we can maybe get the intuitive understandings, get the knowing. It's almost like we have to touch and feel and be here to get the next piece of where the things are going, or get the next, track laid on this train track that we're, chugga chewing along on. But yeah, I think anything we can do to kind of stay busy and out of our head and just in something that feels like we're, doing the right kind of molding and the right little twists and turns are going to feel much better. Because by tomorrow, we're going to see that moon quincunx Saturn. It's going to be an opposition to Neptune. We can get a little lost, and with Mars stationing, it's definitely going to be like there can be some impulse, that we get back in our life that can feel good, but we're going to have to be careful that that impulse actually has truth and direction in our lives. I think we find that today. If we're doing the thing, we get it. Like, we're going to get it. So the moon makes good aspects to the nodes here. Of course, those trines, those sextiles, like there's definitely some positive energy here when we're finding our passion and doing the work and really creating and building. And we are seeing Venus exactly square the nodes. So also a very interesting energy that is really trying to show us the eclectic, odd way to really get value out of our life and to really find the right things to obsess over and to, want to go all in for. And I think if we can find that it's the things that are nurturing and beautiful and abundant in our lives, those have much more connected aspects going on than the dark or the negative or the too intense. So it really is about, I think, going into these areas, seeing what can be done, how can we do it, putting in the effort and the work into more of the light and to more of the beauty, and to, I think, also see the beauty in the mundane with this moon in Virgo and all this earth in the chart. Our day-to-day life, we gotta see that it's beautiful and not feel like it's oppressive. I feel like there is a little bit of oppression in the chart, and we can all be feeling that in some way, shape, or form. But, this can be liberating with the moon trine Uranus, but also with, Venus starting to square Uranus as this approach comes, because it's squaring the nodes. It's going to start squaring Uranus, and it's in Aquarius. Like, we really do want to kind of try something wild here. Try something wild, but it's got to be connective, and it's got to be real, and it's got to be valuable. And I think we're learning that we don't have to be so attached to the things that we're not passionate about. It's like we can see where our passion's fully connected and where it's disconnected. Pay attention to that and really build and create in the area that the passion and the intensity is there, but in the right ways. In the right ways. We're also seeing Venus start to sextile Chiron, which is nice. Mercury's off the square to Chiron. There's definitely a weight that is lifted when it comes to our own wounds and our own sort of self-doubt in life, or not feeling strong, or like we can make things happen. There is a little weight gone there. And Mercury's also starting to make good aspects to the nodes. So there's just very, very fated day, very interesting day that wants you to build. It wants you to stay connected to the right kind of work and the right kind of people, and to really, be able to shift and mold reality in a way that is pure and beautiful. And, we can start to really make some big waves. So I think it is an important Wednesday. It's an important hump day in the week. And you know what? In general, we might feel like we're getting over the hump in some way, shape, or form in our life. And also the sun is going to start that sextile over to Neptune. So you got to believe in the mysticism that your work and your dedication and what your passions are and how to show up and shoulder the right kind of responsibilities will manifest dreams. And you have to have the vision, and you have to have the faith to manifest the big dreams and the big goals and the big ambitions. But you have to be willing to change things up, clean things up, and be present in reality to get there as well. I think today gives us a really good look at exactly that. And that we can't get lost in our mind right now. We can't get like too crazy and psychoanalyze ourselves too much. We have to learn to let go, let God, like, and just kind of be and just kind of do. And in that doing, you will get more of an understanding than you could imagine. So definitely kind of a show up and make it happen day. Not the like most fun astrology, but definitely like there's something to this earth energy and really putting in effort and being in the physical world that is where the manifestation of something really interesting can show up in our lives and help us detach and help us attach to the right things and to the beautiful things and the growing things and not so much the the manipulative sort of things or people. Very interesting for relationships with Venus square the nodes and Juno at 29 Pisces getting ready to come into Aries and meet with Jupiter on the new moon in Aquarius. But yeah, relationships. They definitely have to be going into a future, and that future has to be, connected between the people. And is it the right kind of passion that's showing up? These are important things too. So I think, you'll start to see people showing up in beautiful ways, and you'll start to see where people are not. There's your sign, right? And then how can you mold and shift that to your advantage? All right, what's in the cards? I feel like I've pulled so many major arcana cards the last 2 weeks. And I was just thinking about that a little bit ago before I did this horoscope. And I was like, gosh, it's like, these really are major times. I mean, I know that's kind of like cliche to say, but I really do feel like we're all going through some major stuff right now that is very potent and very, destined and important, life-changing. Can feel like a lot, though. So, wow, love that. 6 of Wands upright. Boom. Let's go out and get our victory today. Let's go get our hands dirty. Let's go do the thing. We'll never get the victory in life if we don't do the thing. So it's definitely like a do day. Just try and stay busy, not in like a stressful, it's gotta be, everything is perfect, but like I'm going to go do something. I'm going to use my energy. I'm going to fucking mold this place. I'm going to be creative. Like there's a win there in that energy. So you'll get what you're looking for. And the Knight of Wands in reverse. Very interesting. I still think that, we are at a place where we want to leap forward and like save the day and just have it kind of, let's go. We're so close, don't still be patient. A lot of earth in the chart. Mars is still retrograde. Patience is your friend. You don't have to just jump into something. It's almost like the more you put some time and effort in and just do things, and it's almost like the busier you can keep yourself and out of your mind, the more you see the creative victory that you're after. And the 5 of Cups in reverse, no major today. Look at that, jinxed it. Love the 5 of Cups reverse. We are getting out of some emotional poverty. This is definitely like getting out of some apathy. It's almost like the more we stay doing and start working and building and creating these things, the more we're realizing a lot of confidence, a lot of good feelings, and that, wow, yeah, I can make this happen. Like there's like I can if I just actually do the thing that I've wanted to do, or create the passionate thing that I really do desire, and stop, I could never, I don't feel good enough today. It's Capricorn season, right? A lot of earth energy. We kind of have to pull it together and make things happen. And I think that if you do that, you'll really see the benefit and the victory in this Wednesday. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.